number 1. Welcome back to the land of Dawn.
Woo-wee, the crowd is going absolutely crazy as of yet. I'm not sure if you guys at home can hear it, but the energy here is surreal. TODAK on the red side, you can see Forme is thinking to go for a lane cut right from the get-go in the XP lane, but seems like he's not going to be able to do too much as of yet.
Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Raisin is specifically going to be in the jungle. Vinsmoke is going to be playing the support position and try to contest Rival as much as he can, but hopefully he doesn't die and give away first blood this early. No, he doesn't. That's perfect. CT Norsana, he's going to have a hard job because this is Paquito against Amos. A single mistake from either one of these EXP laners could lead to a death.
Yeah, this is kind of risky coming from SUHAZ as well, but Yumski,
no.
he got it, he stole it. Oh, what a cheeky play. He's trying to force Raisin for early retribution, but he already used it rather early, so there's nothing much he could have done. Forme's, however, gonna be in a little bit of trouble, but the question remains on SUHAZ Esports. I think they had the idea of playing the roaming assassin just because of how they're comfortable playing with a Natalia composition. So SUHAZ Esports, they're playing something that is off the usual meta, and it might actually bite them in the butt because if you think about it, Grok can just freely invade and there's absolutely nothing this Saber can do until he hits his 4.
Exactly, and I think 4 is going to be important.
Oh,
Oxygen
no.
now in some trouble.
Oh,
He's
no.
walking in the rift. He's forced to flicker out of there. That's going to be a big spell as the upcoming turtle fight is happening in about 19 seconds.
Yep, Momo is having a pretty decent time. Winspoon is going to be backing up Abumon a little bit, but as of yet, it seems like SUHAZ, they just want to make sure that Abumon is going to be able to have a safe farm rather than getting picked off. And they're playing safe, but TODAK is just leading in terms of gold chart just because of the amount of pressure that Formace is just doing across the map. Because right now on the bottom side, he's able to pull 2 players by himself, and this is pretty much split off SUHAZ Esports and losing out a lot of the mid control right now.
Well, let's not forget that it is a pretty difficult matchup for Abumon up on the top side of the map, right? I mean, Beatrix into Popo and Koopa. Generally, it's Popo and Koopa favorite here, but let's see now, as Yumski is going to get under attack, how are they going to contest this Lord? I think TODAK can actually stall this for as long as possible because they are still losing gold in EXP on the top side of the map. Look, Abumon, he's not even level 4 right now.
I'm really surprised by the discipline plays coming from SUHAZ Esports. They respect the plays that TODAK is making, and they understand that right now, they're strong. They know Yumski's can't exactly do too much, and CT Norsana looking for the kill, but Yumski escapes with the wall charge, but the turtle will be secure from SUHAZ, and they also take down Rivals, and that's a big takedown coming from SUHAZ Esports.
A really nice play coming in from SUHAZ Esports. They punished TODAK for trying to freeze them out and stall out this turtle take, but initially they were looking for opportunities to punish Yumski specifically. They got his flicker and immediately tried to go for a kill. Rival, unfortunately, taking too bold of a move since Vinsmoke hit his level 4 and gets punished for it.
Well, it's the first game vibes, ladies and gentlemen, but at the same time, let's take a look at the emblems real quick from all the teams. Nothing super out of the ordinary, I guess. You know, Grok going for the pull yourself together just for a little bit more battle spells and respawn time. He's going to be dying a lot, but Yumski hasn't been dying, so he's doing a pretty good job. He's just taking precautionary measures as of yet.
I mean, the same goes for Oxygen and Vinsmoke. Both of them decided to go for movement speed just so that they can rotate around the map faster, and I'm guessing that they're going in pairs because Vinsmoke probably is either going to help a lane by just either pushing out the laner or helping them push the lane with his orbiting blades.
Yep, TODAK, even though they've lost one kill, they are still winning in terms of cross-map objectives. They want to make sure that Momo as well as Formace is pretty farmed up before the next team fight, and they expect Rival to make this kind of space. However, that's going to be a little bit difficult because SUHAZ Esports is just not giving them any kind of opportunities to make some kind of drastic plays because as of yet, Razin is going to try and make an attempt on towards Momo. Yumski is there to back him up, but looks like it's just not worth it to actually contest a Popo and Koopa right now.
The timing was a little awkward there because as they walked out, Abumon just stepped right into the frost trap. Really unfortunate because Razin actually did get the initial stun, but once the call was made, they moved off. Rival continuously getting attacked. CT Norsana now taking control over the bottom side of the EXP. In another 14 seconds, we're going to see another turtle fight, but I think Formace is doing a good job trying to scrape by as much EXP as possible through these side camps.
Yeah, this is really smart coming from CT Norsana. He knows the corrosion side power spike on Formace is going to hurt him in a 1v1 lane matchup. His focus immediately shifting and just trying to distract Rivals as much much as he can, and it's actually working out because he's able to set up Raisin properly for this second turtle, and there's nothing TODAK is going to be able to do anything about it unless they make some sort of plays. And currently, SUHAZ Esports, they regain back their economy.
No, this is, honestly, I think TODAK, yes, SUHAZ does gain back the economy, but this is to be expected. We saw from the draft what SUHAZ Esports was looking to play. Oh, City Nosana taking very short trades against Formaze, which is really good. He doesn't want to stack up the corrosion side, and more importantly, TODAK playing on the opposite side of the map, catching SUHAZ Esports on a really good timing immediately after the turtle play.
Well, TODAK, they're really respecting SUHAZ Esports this game after that one blunder. This time, they're just trading maps across maps, but seems like the wall blocks is coming in. A big wall charge comes in, but there's no follow-up whatsoever coming from TODAK. And it seems like they're just a little bit too hesitant to play against SUHAZ right now. And it's weird. This is not the usual TODAK that we are used to seeing right now.
No, they don't know where Vinsmoke is and whether or not he's going to use his ult. I think it's too risky, right? TODAK, if they're going to take a fight against SUHAZ Esports, it's all ultimate dependent. Where is City Nosana? Where is Raisin? And more importantly, where is Vinsmoke? Because they don't want to lose a tool when they look for these big engagements coming in from Yumski. That's what I'm talking about. They find the rotation, immediately punish Moon as he tries to flicker on out of there.
Well, double assassin comms coming from SUHAZ Esports is got TODAK spooked, but as of yet, Formaze cross-map plays is across, and they are going to be able to take off both the tier 1s on the top and the bottom lane. So that's going to be a little bit more map control before the next turtle or maybe even the Lord Pit comes in. So that's going to be the ideology from the side TODAK. Open up the map as much as possible and then hit them when they are caught mid-rotating from the side of SUHAZ Esports.
I do think it's a little greedy that Moon decided to take Flicker instead of getting Purify, because I think Purify is going to have some high value against the raw CC coming out of SUHAZ Esports. But now they're attempting to take the tier 1. Raisin, he wants to guarantee this, uses the heavy blows to push them away as they rotate off of this tier 1. Yumski, can he go for a potential catch here as Formaze looking for the interception? He finds Horizon so far, but Abumon gets on top of Moon, puts him to 1 HP. It's not enough as Oxygen is on the chase. Moon drops down his ult as well, but Formaze finding one into Raisin, looking for a second as Oxygen finds his own. Moon finally falls, and Yumski, he can't afford to die, but Abumon says no, give it over. Oxygen goes for a second on the opposite side of the map. Rival looking to pick up as much as he can. It's a 1-for-3 trade in favor of SUHAZ Esports.
What am I watching? SUHAZ Esports just completely dissected TODAK in game number 1. Who would have thought this is happening? Abumon, the playmaker for that particular fight. This time he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Formaze doesn't want to get him off the hook, but the rest of SUHAZ Esports is here to back him up.
Yep, they're going to be pushing away. I think TODAK at this point of time, Moon is getting heavily punished. He cannot afford to look and face check, essentially, or even check brushes in general, because that's what Vinsmoke provides to the table. Oh, you want to check a brush? You can try, but I will ult you and bring my teammate. You will not have enough time to react to this. Yeah,
this is going to be a difficult one, especially with this Julian on Oxygen. He's been very, very patient in his pickoffs, and so far, 5 kills in the bag of SUHAZ Esports has been very, very beneficial for them. But economy-wise, TODAK, they're still keeping up despite losing out members, and this is something that TODAK is just so good at when it comes to trading objectives.
All right, let's not forget that TODAK has the more mobile draft here. Raisin, he looked like he was about to get caught, but quickly uses his ult to try and push out of the situation. They force out a lot of ults, and I think this is an over-investment from TODAK's side. This could be a potential punish coming in from SUHAZ Esports in the next 20 seconds or so.
Yo, Formaze getting greedy with these plays as well. TODAK, they know they messed up with their skills. They need to trade a little bit of objectives in case SUHAZ decides to threaten for the Lord. But it seems like you said as well, the cross-map plays and the lanes being controlled from the side of TODAK is just making SUHAZ Esports clump up in a situation where they can't exactly push out too aggressively.
Exactly. TODAK is playing a strong 4-1. Formaze, he's not going to be able to do too much in these team fights, so he's going to pull pressure, but they find a kill onto Vinsmoke. Momo manages to pull it off somehow, and now City Nosana on the run.
Oh, look how quickly he's got to get out. But at the same time, Vinsmoke, he's got 2 kills. He's the roamer. It's not that much of a deal for SUHAZ Esports. But no, Yumski!
No.
He sold the purple buff. You hate to see this. And that's going to be TODAK trying to threaten with the Lord. They're forcing SUHAZ to fight this right now. And is SUHAZ going to take the bait because it's half health on the Lord as of yet?
It's too risky right now. I think Rival, he's 2 levels up on Raisin, so he can almost guarantee
the solo kill.
But he gets the solo kill, and now it's now or never. SUHAZ need to make a of choice, and it's too late. C3 Nosana is the next to fall. They delayed this long enough, but can they go for the rush? Raisin and as well as Rival going to go head-to-head in this battle. Do they find it? Yes, they do! SUHAZ gets the Lord, but what do they have to sacrifice in return? A 4-for-1 trade in favor of TODAK, and now with Lord in the hands of SUHAZ Esports, TODAK look to retaliate.
Oh, you could see the desperation coming from Raisin. He didn't know what to do. His teammates was down, but guess what? The damage coming from Retribution on top of the snipes coming from Abumon was able to secure him with the Lord. That precision is what saved them that fight. But at the same time, TODAK, they still have the economy lead, and TODAK, they still want to go for the crossman plays. But before that, let's take a look at the items real quick.
Yeah, looking at the items so far, it looks like a traditional build coming in from Saber. Nothing too out of the ordinary, just raw damage all the way through, and is most cost-efficient as possible. Like Malefic Roar obviously could be changed out for Blade BOD, Blade of Despair, but you're a support, you don't exactly have the biggest income in the world. However, when we look over at Rival, he is already 3 items up. He can basically win any 1v1. I would make an exception for C3 Nosana. I think it's a little 50-50 there, but here we go. The next engagement about to begin.
Yep, seems like TODAK, they want to force a fight as well. They are going to be going for a catch. Rival almost going for the fight. Oxygen. Oxygen doing a lot of damage, but SUHAZ Esports, they're just not quick to respond. They're across the map, but here comes the snipe. That's some serious damage coming from Abumon.
Really? Well, I mean, yes, that's a lot of damage coming from Abumon, but Oxygen got oddly close to killing Rival there, and he's 4 level downs and a full item down as well, so still surprised. Even after the hotfix, Julian still feels good.
Yeah, it definitely feels good if you get the right catch, but seems like the double assassin meta coming from SUHAZ Esports is not working out. They need to get consistent catches as much as they can, and TODAK, they're just not giving it to them at all. They're just taking objectives across the maps and coming out on top, and the Lord, I'm a little bit surprised. I was expecting more coming from SUHAZ Esports, but TODAK finding all these opportunities puts them in a very, very comfortable position right now.
I mean, look, this is the reason why they are considered to be a top-class team, and especially in global standings, not too bad as well for TODAK. I mean, if we're looking at the damage being dealt, Oxygen still somehow, you know, even after hot fixes on Julian, still topping the charts in terms of damage. But TODAK, what they're really good at is finding holes in your gameplay, right? And with a 4-in-1 composition like this, they're just forcing Formaze to be checking rushes, clearing out one side of the map, taking control of it, and using the mobility from Rival to capitalize on these situations.
Yeah, with TODAK having 3.4k a lead and Moon now having the Genius Wand, he's going to do some serious damage as compared to Oxygen right now. But let's take a look at the actual stats coming in from SUHAZ Esports Lord push early on. It seems like they have lost 1.2k gold against TODAK, but XP-wise, they've done pretty good. But ooh, the catch coming from SUHAZ Esports completely shutting down Formaze.
Wait, they're looking for the trade here. C3 Nosana manages to get out. Raisin, he should be totally fine here. He's tanky enough. He's already lost his 1,000-pounder, and he's trying to get on out. The body slam was more than, it should have been more than enough to get him out of that situation. But hey, you know, TODAK, they cannot deal with such a thick jungler like Akai.
Yeah, patience is going to be the key coming from SUHAZ Esports once again. The double assassin, they need to find the right target to take down, and that is most likely going to be either Rivals or Momo for now. And I feel like Rival is pretty much the biggest threat right now because of all these cross-map plays. SUHAZ Esports is just struggling to push out the lanes because they have to somehow maintain the lanes in order to do something across the map.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they only have 2 laners who actually have some form of good and reliable wave clear, right? C3 Nosana and Ryzen are kind of in an awkward spot, and with the real-world manipulation being dropped, this is going to be a signal to attack. They find Moon in the backline, the 2 assassins trying to get on out of there, but Abumon and as well as Vince Smoke pay the ultimate price. Ryzen is trying to push them away, but it's too late. The heavy spin is down, and they lose 3 members in a single engagement. Moon sacrificing his life for 3 as TODAK now retreat back to take away this Luminous Lord.
This is huge from TODAK. This is why they're so good at doing all these cross-map plays. They knew for a fact that the Oxygen was busy clearing the waves down bottom, and for him to rotate up top was pretty much nearly impossible, and they were able to take that fight 5v4 hands down. And SUHAZ Esports, they just can't do anything about this situation unless they figure out how to stop this momentum. And the assassin play, I'm not gonna lie, great catch coming from Moon, but escape-wise, not exactly too good for them.
Yeah, I mean, when they're trying to disengage, it's really, really difficult to actually get out of those situations, right? Especially with the CC from TODAK. But The winning predictions here, all calculated by an artificial intelligence. They haven't explained to us how exactly it calculates it, but it gets pretty accurate here with a 42% chance over compared to 58. So, some not too bad odds.
Yep, now with the Lord pushing in TODAK, they are going to be looking to make some sort of plays. They do have the damage coming from SUHAZ Esports, so they are going to be able to defend against this very easily. But based on the wave-wise, TODAK, they're looking to get one inhibitor somewhere across the map. It seems like it is going to be a top lane for Momo. Based on their sieging potential, they just have so much tower damage capabilities coming from TODAK, and SUHAZ, they need to figure a way to stall right now, and if they find the right target, they're going to be able to make a comeback.
Yep, this is looking very clean coming in from TODAK. I mean, they understood what SUHAZ Esports was trying to do. SUHAZ Esports was trying to win based off of their power spike at level 4 and try to create as big of a lead as possible. And since they have kind of gotten past the mid-game, right, TODAK, they scale significantly better compared to SUHAZ at this stage of the game. So now it's up to SUHAZ Esports to take out key members with their assassins. How they're going to set it up, or how even to get on those right targets is a completely separate story.
Yeah, the biggest threat right now from SUHAZ Esports is got to be dealing with rivals. Like, they need to take this link out of the equation so that they can have some sort of control of their lanes. But while they're doing that, when they saw their lanes, I feel like the biggest threat is like the moment rival dies, by the time they sort out the lanes, Rival's going to be back on action for the next fight. And that's going to be the rinse repeat coming from TODAK until SUHAZ Esports keeps making this mistake. So it's going to be very difficult. But if they find an opportunity like this, they are going to be able to make a comeback. But like I said, it's going to be a tough one, especially of how nimble Rival is.
Well, I wouldn't even say Rival's the big issue. I would say that SUHAZ Esports, their biggest issue is just compositional limitations, right? How many resource must you blow to take out Rival, right? It's just getting Oxygen, getting Vinsmoke on one target, and guaranteeing a death. Now, let's have a look at the Lord push advantage so far. For TODAK, they were able to get 3.3k worth of gold, and it's reflected here by the 50k compared to the 43k gold advantage that TODAK has so far.
Yeah, that's a huge lead coming from TODAK. They have made their comeback despite the early game's blunder, and that's the thing about assassin compositions, right? You need to snowball as hard as you can, but if you can't, TODAK, they are going to be skating a little bit better into later stage of the game, because as of yet, they don't really have a good solution on how to take down 4 Mays as well as Yumskis together, because Beatrix is not enough, and based on their compositions, they have the burst, but they just don't have the DPS. And look at this, Yumski, he survives, and immediately the trade comes in. Rivals, he actually get picked off.
Oh, almost taking out Momo here. Real world manipulation disengages the team as 4 Mays caught in the middle of it all. He can tank the damage, but the backup decides to bail him out. Most important abilities have been blown from SUHAZ Esports. This gives an opportunity for TODAK to try clear up the lanes and, more importantly, start this Luminous Lord. 17 minutes, CT Norsana trying to stop the recalls. He can't afford to let them heal back up to full. He's got the immortality, and now SUHAZ is going to press their agenda by starting this Lord. 4 Mays looping around, sees Abumon, presses his vengeance, and almost taking him out. He fights it, gets one. Abumon makes it out of there, killing Rival in the process. 4 Mays comes back to life thanks to his immortality. They're going to be looking for CT Norsana, break his immortality as Moon trapped all by himself, dropping a real war manipulation to buy a little bit more time, but it looks like it's going to be a 2-for-3 trade.
Yo, that was a big clutch coming from Ryzen, and that blunder, his heavy speed completely saves Abumon's life to prolong it a little bit more to actually buy some more damage for the team. But meanwhile that's happening, TODAK, they still want the fight. However, they've lost a huge amount of goal swing just because of the comeback mechanics. So SUHAZ Esports, they're in prime position contested once again, but at the same time, look at the top lane. The lanes are pushing into a SUHAZ Esports, and this is what we're talking about, lane management, and TODAK is just taking an inch by inch by inch, and they're just getting objectives across the map.
I mean, TODAK is an extremely dynamic team. They see these holes, they find these red threads that connect it all together, and they use these small leads that stack up, and you just, honestly, it feels like you're slow bleeding.
That was a Demon Slayer reference, weren't you?
Huh?
Shred, you know, looking for the kill mark, following the line.
I'm sorry, do I look like a weeb to you?
You are.
You're not entirely wrong, and I'm not going to further continue this conversation as Lord has spawned and TODAK is going to be sitting right on top of it. SUHAZ, this is going to be a make it or break it for them. If they do not at least steal away the Lord, and if they lose too many members, it could spell doom.
Well, Seems like this is going to be the calm before the storm, but you can see the desperation coming from SUHAZ Esports. TODAK has got everything in control, but Real Motivation has been expanded. But look at the sides. Oxygen going for the catch, but a free heavy spin, no follow-up. They instantly turn the tides, but on the sides as well, you can see Ryzen will be taken off. Winspoke completely bullied out from 4 mains. Abumon left alone to fend for himself, and that's going to be a triple kill for TODAK.
What a play coming out from Rival, baiting Oxygen to go for that last hit, dodges out of the way with the Divine Blades. TODAK now with a man advantage, 5 still alive and 3 dead from SUHAZ. They are looking to end this, no Lord required.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be a difficult one as well. The Real Mobilization will be enough, and TODAK will come in clean. Winspoke tries his best for his last hurrah, but it's not going to do too much, and that is going to be the Crystal taken out, and that will be TODAK taking game 1 in the first game of regular season.
A clean, clinical execution coming out for their debut game here in Season 10. Looks like there's a lot of work to be done with SUHAZ Esports. GG, well played.
Well, the jitters got to them in the early stage, but with calm and precision and decision-making, TODAK was able to make the comeback against SUHAZ Esports. A surprising game 1 here in the regular season, especially coming from SUHAZ Esports. But TODAK, they weren't expecting this. They adapted, they respected, and they came back on top.
Yep, despite how rough of a game Moon was having it. I mean, for any